17 and 18, uneducated, unmotivated, fooling around, wandering around. What's the child going to learn? Who's to teach him? When you learn something, you was taught by your parents. It was reinforced by school and your neighbors, but it was taught by your parents. Well, if the parents don't know anything, how are they going to teach the children? So it's not racism that I'm fighting right now. It's the lack of motivation. See, I'm not even talking about racism. Maybe later on we'll get back to that. But I think we are destroying ourselves. Racism that I'm fighting right now is the lack of motivation. See, I'm not even talking about racism. Maybe later on we'll get back to that. Right now, it's the lack of motivation. See, I'm not even talking about racism. Maybe later on we'll get back to that. But I think we are destroying ourselves.
See, this is the problem with these women and the mentality that they got. You see, she's saying, oh, racism isn't a problem. We doing it to ourselves. It ain't got nothing to do with racism. No. Because the first statement she said was the children learn from the parents. So if the parents don't know nothing, how they gonna teach the children? So how is the information not getting to the parents? See? Who is hiding the information from the parents? Who is engineering the information that the parents is getting? Who is supplying the information to the parents? See? It goes back to the garden and that knowledge of good and bad. See, the knowledge is the key. And who is supplying the knowledge? The serpent. And the serpent goes back to this nation that is ruling over us. But that whole element is the perfectly described here in the thumbnail. See, the enemy who's trying to rob the man in his possessions, the way he gonna have to do this to get power over this man, he gonna have to grab his woman, or he don't have to grab the woman, but that's gonna be a major strategy that he can use, and that's one of the common strategies that the enemy use against a man and his family. He grabbed the woman and hold her hostage. Now the man is disabled. You see, now he done broke the man down to where, oh, I'll do anything you want. Just don't hurt my woman. You see? Okay, I'll play along. Just don't hurt my woman. Because now he has the woman. Once you get the woman, even in the robber's mind, in the person that's trying to invade the house and grab some kind of power from this man or some kind of substance from this man, they know first go grab the woman, grab the children and the women and hold them hostage. Now the man will give up everything he got. You see? And it goes vice versa too. With when you look at the curses, it say that the family is being destroyed pretty much, and the nation is being destroyed because the man have nothing left in the siege, in the robbery. When he was being robbed, with that Deuteronomy 28, 50, 55, 56, when he was being robbed, he don't have nothing left. They robbed him for everything. So the children and the women are not going to stay, and he's not going to stay with them because he don't got nothing left for them. So this is the element that these women are not understanding. They looking at it as, oh, the man doing this, and they blaming the man blaming the women. Even though the man know the whole situation, but the women are not listening to what's going on. They talking about racism ain't the problem, ain't got nothing to do with the enemy. See, the enemy ain't got nothing to do with this. And he the main one got the woman in hostage with the gun pointed to the man, but he ain't got nothing to do with it. It ain't about him. It ain't about the enemy that's holding you hostage. I'm telling you, this man got you hostage. You looking at me saying, do something. Save me. I'm saying the man got a gun in his hand and he holding you hostage. Just go along till I can think of something. See, the women ain't understanding the situation. And they becoming the problem because this is what's going on. And he's pretty much demonstrating this through knowledge. See, she accepting the knowledge that, oh, I'm not holding him at gunpoint. I'm not holding you hostage. I don't have nothing to do with the situation. It's just this man. This man is powerless. Look at him. He don't got a gun. He ain't helping you. See? He ain't doing nothing for you. He is the problem. It's the man that's the problem. See, this is what these women don't understand. And it's the whole Bible start off with letting you know it's a serpent. It's a serpent that's causing this woman to destroy the nation. He's starting with the woman, and now the nation is falling. Now everybody getting kicked out of the garden. Now God is separating himself from the people. Same thing in Revelation. The old serpent, the red dragon. That's why we know these peoples on the screen are the red dragons. Because they holding the knowledge hostage. See? Because the knowledge is the power. They holding the knowledge hostage that how a family is supposed to be ran, and they got all kind of laws and everything and lying on the history when it's a clear history. See, everybody know about the history, but they lying about the history. They giving you lies. That same thing what the serpent did. The commandment was clear. Do not eat. Do not listen to this serpent. Don't take whatever he got to say, don't listen to him. The commandment was clear, but he's saying, no, listen to me. Because if you listen to me, you going to have power. And that's what the women is doing. The women is listening to this serpent, listening to the enemy when it comes to feminism, when it comes to looking at the economic situation, and this man can pull himself up by the bootstraps. He don't need his government to help him out like the other men of the world need their government to help them out. He don't need his government. The government can be against him, and he still can succeed. He still can prosper. See, the government can be using usury, interest, taxing, keeping the debt, like the check cash in play, just to rob you, man. I'm gonna loan you $500, but you got to pay me $100 and the $500 back. So pretty much, you just to get the $500 loan, you paying $200 a month just to borrow your own money. You see, this is the kind of game that these dragons will play, but these people or the women are listening to them. They get on their Fox News and push their propaganda and say that it's the man problem. All the problem that the so-called black community has, it's all on the man. You see, they talking points. See, when people say you using Republican talking points, all you saying is you using the knowledge of the serpent, the knowledge of the so-called red dragon in Revelation 12, the so-called white man, Satan the devil. And see, they don't want to accept that knowledge. So guess what? They being held hostage by the enemy, by another race. Racism is the number one problem. But you see what our women do? They feel that it ain't got nothing to do with that, and it's all about the man. The black man is the enemy. He is the lazy, don't want to do right, want to do wrong. He's the enemy. It's him. It ain't the one that's that brought us here to slavery, holding us all hostage. We all are being held hostage. The Most High got to send His Son, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ, got to send the Messiah to come save us because these dragons is holding us hostage. But the black woman say, the so-called black woman, they say, nah, it's the man, it's the black man who's a slave in the bottom of the ship with me. He the problem. He ain't doing right. He want another woman. Let's get that, 'cause that's my point of exposing these dragons. Now, let's go to 19, because I just heard somebody running their mouth about so-called sweet Jesus, and he never said what they thinking he said, and I know he got it from the dragon. Look at verse 3. It said this is what he was talking about. It said the Pharisees also came unto him, tempting him, saying unto him, is it lawful? So now we talking about the law of Moses. Okay, we talking about the law of Moses. Deuteronomy, Leviticus, Exodus. It said, is it lawful for a man to put away his wife for every cause? Now, it was lawful for a man to put away his wife if he find uncleanness in her. So he said Moses say you can give them a bill of divorce. Now, this is what he said to go against that answer. He said, and he answered and said unto them, have ye not read that he which made them at the beginning made them man and female, male and female? Verse 5, and said, for this cause shall a man leave father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and they twine shall be one flesh. Therefore they are no more twined, but one flesh. What therefore God has joined together, let no man put asunder. Now, this had nothing to do with if you have one woman or not. See, he didn't come and change the law and say you can't have more than one woman. He said, he talking about divorce. He talking about putting a woman, any wife that you got, putting her away. That's what it's talking about. So where are they getting this one woman thing from? The American law. They told the Native American, you got to have one woman. You can't have more than one woman. The government presented this because the Native Americans knew they was from the tribe of Gad, Reuben, and Simeon, and Issachar, and they knew the laws of Moses. They had it written down on stones, one in particular in New Mexico. So in the Paleo Hebrew. So when you go into the law, let's get the law. See, why did they even bring up the law? Because the Israelites went by the law. Look at verse 10. It say, if a man take another wife. See, they didn't have to have no one woman. He could take another wife. And this is what the serpent is lying about. This is what the serpent is doing to the men and the women. So the women will regurgitate what he's saying, just like Eve. She went to Adam and say, Adam, well, this is what she ain't got to say the serpent did anything. She just say, well, this is what the Bible said, and push this trick off on him. What am I? Deuteronomy 21:15, I think. It said, if a man have 2 wives, clear in the law. So if a man have 2 wives, he good. It's lawful. But see, these people talking about that God's son came down and changed something. Now let's get that in Matthew 5:17. It's lawful for you to have 2 wives and get you another wife. And when he came, what did he come to do? He said in 17, think not that I come to destroy the law. See, he didn't come to destroy that, man. But that's what the serpent is trying to tell people. And they take them to verses and give them trick knowledge. That's what was given to Eve in the garden. And Eve wasn't just one woman. It was multiple women. Just like Adam wasn't just one man. See, it was it was a whole nation. Let me get that. Because that's all I need to read on that. He did not come to destroy the law. Genesis 5:1. Now it said, this is the book of the generations of Adam. Same thing as when you read and it talks about the generations of Ham and of Shem. It was about a bloodline. It says, in the day that God created man in his likeness, in the likeness of God made he him. Okay, verse 2, male and female created he them and blessed them and called their name Adam. See, their name. They was a nation. It wasn't just a man called Adam. Both man and woman of that nation was called Adam. And so this is the confusion. Let's go to 36 to see where the red serpent come from. See, this is what the serpent come from. Now, these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom. See, he was the first man, but he has a whole nation. He is a bloodline. You see? And so people regurgitate the trick knowledge that the women was getting in the garden that got us kicked out of the garden. And they push that on these men and try to make it seem like they are the enemy. When they not the enemy, the women are being held hostage through trick knowledge of the serpent. That's where the problem lies. The problem don't lie in the man. Adam, same thing in the garden. They try to say it was all his fault. But it wasn't all Adam's fault. Let's get that, man. It was Adam's fault. See, this is what these people are preaching and teaching. This is the trick knowledge that they teaching. Let me find the verse real quick. It ain't hard to find. Okay. It is not hard to find. Okay, here we go. It says, there we go, 24. Get that out the way. It says, of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. See, through the women of our nation was the destruction happened to our nation. This is what's going on. It was not the man. But this is the trick knowledge that they give out on the women. You see, because they go along with the serpent. Let me certify this serpent thing. Who is the serpent? Revelation 12. Serpent is not no fallen angel. That's a bold-faced lie. This is who the serpent is. Verse 3, it say, and there appeared another one in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon. See, this is who the serpent is. Dragon and serpent go hand in hand. You see, that's what people ain't understanding. The great red dragon is the serpent, and it has 7 heads and 10 horns. The horns represent kings. That's Revelation 17 and 12. It represents kings. 10 kings, 10 kingdoms of the so-called white men. Look at verse 9. It say the great dragon. It's talking about the dragon now. That old serpent, the great dragon is the old serpent. You see? And it's called, they call it a name. They call the red dragon with these 10 kings, or this nation that make up the 10 kings, they call it a red dragon. Guess what? It's also red. Edom means red. You see? Esau, Edom means red. Jacob and Esau was in the womb together. Revelation 12, it talks about 2 nations. The first nation with the woman is the nation of Israel, who had the Messiah. She being with child, you see, she had the Messiah. Then Esau, that was in the belly with Jacob, he is the red dragon. It's simple. It's not hard. But this is the trick knowledge that the so-called white men will tell you, that, oh, this was some angels. Look, he'd say Michael and his angels fought against the dragon and his angels. So now the dragon went from kings, being 10 kings, to some freaking fallen angels, just because it got the word angel. Angel mean messenger or military. It don't just have one meaning. But through the trick knowledge of the so-called serpent, and look what he did. It says he's called Satan. He called devil and Satan, which deceive the whole world. See, the deception of this serpent, the women is sucking up, and they being deceived by this serpent. And this is why the relationship is falling. This is why they're not going to get along with each other. And this manosphere is happening because you got the Lord exposing these women. See, the Lord is pulling the skirt up on these women because it's only mainly happening here in Babylon the Great. That's why he said, and let me go to 17 real quick. It says, verse 5, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots. See, it's turning these women into harlots. Okay, let's go shoot to Isaiah real quick. Isaiah 47. See, it says, come down, sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. See, that's Babylon the Great. This is this place, but this is what the Lord is doing to this place. This is why the manosphere is happening on another level. It says, take the milestone and grind meal, uncover the locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Verse 3, take thy nakedness shall be uncovered. See, it's uncovering the problem that's with this country and with the Hispanics and the so-called Hispanics and blacks. It's uncovering the problem that they have and the wickedness that they displaying, and mainly through the women listening to the serpent. It says, your shame shall be seen. See, they're going to see the shame. The women is being shamed pretty much. That's why they saying they got pick-me's and all this kind of stuff when the real women stand up, the obedient women stand up and tell the truth, they're being pick-me's and all kind of names because they telling the truth. But he got these a certain amount of women telling the truth right along with the men, because now the shame is being seen on these women because these women are shameless. Let's get that real quick. These are shameless women. Because let me get Leviticus in the law to show you how this thing. It says, verse 29, do not prostitute your daughter to cause her to be a whore, lest the land fall to whoredom and the land become full of wickedness. See, this is why this is a Babylon the Great, the mother of the land of whores. Because mother stands for land. Like that's why they call it the motherland. The land of whores. See, let's go back to I want to go back to Revelation. Okay, back to 17. Now it said, and upon her forehead was written the name Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. Now, this nation, this serpent nation, which is the so-called white man, the slave master, they are doing the engineering of the women. And so that's why it's known as Babylon the Great, or the virgin daughter of Babylon, going on with Isaiah 47. Because they pretty much, I want to get the shameless verse. See, the shameless situation is big. Now let's see here. It might be 26. Right here. It says, a shameless woman shall be counted as a dog, but she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord. So shame, the women with shame and who is not trying to be shamed, they exposing the shameless women that's being like a freaking dog out here in the streets. Walking, when you see a dog walk through the street at night with it ain't on the chain, it's just roaming about through the streets at night. Look what just like this verse, verse 25, give the water no passage, neither wicked women liberty to gad abroad. See, when you see these women at night just gadding abroad, or these dogs, it's a bunch of male dogs behind this one female dog, and they taking turns humping on her, humping on this dog. Now in Florida, you might not see a lot of that, but Georgia and these other states where they don't have to have their dogs on chain, the dogs roam about, and the other male dogs be behind them, humping on the head. One be on the head, one on be behind them. You see, that's how these women are. They don't have no shame. They walk around naked, and any man that want to jump out there and hump on them, they get the humping. But a shameless woman ain't gonna act like that way. And they doing this because of the trick, the knowledge that was given to them by the serpent. Participate in wickedness. Don't let nobody tell you what to do. Don't let no man tell you what to do. This is the stuff that the serpent got these women saying. Don't let no man tell you what to do. No religion, no Bible, no woman, nobody to tell you what to do. You free to do whatever you want to do. Because they know that's gonna destroy these women. They understand how women's supposed to be in society. That's why they pushing this so-called democracy and women's empowerment around the world so they can destroy other nations. Let's get that. This serpent nation is known in the Bible, but these women are going into his philosophy or his, I'm going to call it a bar, and drinking all of his wine. Look at what it says in verse 5. Ye also, because he transgressed by wine. See, this is how this man is transgressing, because he telling a bunch of lies on God, saying that a man got to be can be controlled and ruled over by a woman. It says, he is a proud man, neither keepeth in home, who enlarges his desire as hell and is as death. See, this serpent nation is known as death in the Bible. This red dragon, these red dragons, is known as death in the Bible. They very proud. You can't tell them that they doing wrong. You tell them that your family slaughtered millions of people. That wasn't me though. See, he not gonna let that stain come on him. He too proud. He too important for that stain to be related to him. I'm not related to them people. That ain't got nothing to do with me. They slaughtered how many? 200 million? Oh, that don't got nothing to do with me. See, and his desire is as hell, because hell is the grave, and death is what happened to you before you go in the grave. So this is what this man represent, and the women is following him. You free to do wickedness. If you get pregnant, you can kill the child. Don't worry, you can kill it. If you get pregnant, you can keep it, and I'll pay you some money. Plus, you can get some money from the man. See, you can keep the child. This is what this man is. He know he gonna destroy this woman, and he's really trying to destroy the family, but he's using the woman to do so. And then here we go. Let's get the grand finale. 3 and 12. It say, as for my people, because he's holding God's people in hostage. That's who's being held in hostage. It say, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. And when women rule over them, the man and the children, what's going to happen? O my people, they which lead you called you to error and destroy the way of your path. See, the women that's ruling over these households, that's running their mouth, want to have a say in every little thing, want to direct this man where he need to go and what he need to do. They are destroying the nation. And it's got to do with racism, because the serpent nation is feeding this woman this man, or giving this woman this wine. That's why it say in Revelation 17 that he getting everybody drunk off his wine. The dragon is getting everybody drunk, all the nations drunk off the wine. And it's fornication at the end of the day, because they not tending to their man. It's like they sleeping with a whole nother man now. Because that's what fornication is mainly, is an adultery. You belong to a man, but you want to listen to another man. You supposed to be listening to your man, but you want to listen to another man, and that is like being an adultery. But this is the problem with our relationships, and people don't want to accept the fact, and they want to live in La La Land and blame the so-called black man. That's what they want to do. Let me read the curses and I'll end it out. The curses let it known It ain't the black man's fault. 28:55. It says, so that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children whom he shall eat, because he have nothing left him in the siege or the during robbery, and in the straitness wherewith his enemies has distressed him in all his gates. See, these red dragons have distressed the man in all his gates. They done took everything. He don't got nothing left. It's not him. His enemy is destroying him. But guess who listening to the enemy? The so-called black woman and the Hispanic woman. They rather listen to the enemy that's destroying this man and say, no, it ain't no enemy. It ain't got to do with racism. We doing it to ourselves. No, he not doing it to himself. He being robbed. But I'm going to leave it there, man. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Yahweh be in the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shah be in the name of his only begotten Son, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Double honor to the elders pushing the truth. Peace to the elect worldwide, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, descendants of slaves scattered around the globe. Our kingdom is at hand. Shalom.